John logged in, whatever, and found one channel. Oh, I checked to see why the channel was off. And it's like weird. It looks like the system turned the channel off. Now just log in and see how our.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Practically Creative. My name's Melissa. My husband is Lone Ranger at work this week, so I'm his sounding board. Tracy, Happy New Year. I feel better today than I did the other day. I also don't have any CBDs in my system today. Happy New Year. So did Brenda come over and you guys spent the New Year's Eve celebrating like rock stars? I actually cheated, guys. I was in a Zoom meeting. Can you hear me okay, Tracy? I was in a Zoom meeting earlier with Tracy, so I got to see some of the stuff she's been working on. You can hear me. All right. So you guys may remember this that I made from a pattern that Laura Lynn put out. And like I said earlier, I'm not showing you how to make it because you need to go watch Laura Lynn's video. Hello, Sylvia. So I'm still working on figuring out the chicken that Sylvia sent me a picture of. Hello, Colleen. How are you today? But I was sitting in there at my craft table. Do I look like I have glitter all over me? Yes, I do. And I was like, I like those pad things that they make that looks like a purse. But when I looked up the pattern for that, I was like, I don't understand all that drawing. It doesn't make sense to me. I am not a person that can figure out those exploded drawings. You know what I'm talking about? Like in the US, normally high school students take what's called the ASVAB, ASVAB. It's an Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. Pull that out of your ear. I don't believe I remembered it. But when you take that test, it tells you what your skills are. I did a really good job on one side of the test, but anything that required mechanical knowledge was a joke for me. So that particular pattern is going to take some study and some time that I don't have right now to be able to do. Give up, Melissa. You've got glitter on you. Sylvia, disgusting cough mixture. Well, I hope it works too. So what I did was I took my table runner that I made and I folded it in half and I thought, well, can I create a bag out of this? And the answer to that is yes, I can. So, and I did a short on this because I really didn't think it needed a whole long video. So I put 2 tags right here, or 2 ties right here. Thank you, Colleen. On either side, so I can tie those shut and it'll hold my iron in. And then I didn't like having all of this hanging out. And I looked at it like this. And I wasn't smart enough, I guess, to figure out how to make it fold over like that so that I could use that. So what I did was I folded the inside ends down and applied ties at the top of the fold. And so if I tie it here and I tie it here, it will hold my little mini iron and the little cup that comes with it for water. So, gee, difficult, right? So there it is with my iron inside. It's now padded, and I can unfold it and use this table runner as an ironing pad. But that wasn't good enough. It's not the chicken. And I think I figured out how to make the chicken, Sylvia. Yeah, isn't it really cute? It's a great reuse idea for a table runner, especially because like this table runner I made because I liked the pattern that Laura Lynn presented. And then I did a little free motion quilting on it, nothing fancy dancy, just something that I wanted to try, which is what little pieces like this are great for. You can free motion quilt on them, and if you mess it up, who cares? It's going to go into a little tote bag, or you're going to use it on the table and put a casserole dish in the middle of it. It's going to be absolutely fine, right? Right? Am I right? So, and then I got to thinking about this thing. And you guys know I'm going to do it. Hello, Dawn. How are you? I have decided I'm going to make this shape of an ironing case for my little iron because I want it to have enough room for this to sit down in it somewhere, either probably up here. So I've drawn it out and I've got everything sitting here. And I'm going to make it from just scrap fabric that I had. I have, you know, some of this left over, and I have some of this left over. And then I had a purple, I like purple, zipper that was long enough. So that's what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put that together, and I'm probably going to put that together as a long video rather than do it on a live. Because what I really wanted to talk about today on the live was organization for those of us who are chronic pain warriors. Needy Homesteader calls it pain warriors, and I like that term. Colleen came in and said, "Oh, I got to give in to the pain and take something." Yep, it happens. Hello, Agnes. Happy New Year. How are you? And I'm going to do 31 days of organization for your craft room. I've already started it. But I'm not doing 31 days of, oh, let's get it all done right now. That doesn't work for me. It stresses me out. It makes me hurt. So what I'm doing is 31 days. Yeah, Colleen's took her a week. But I'm thinking 31 days, let's do little tasks each day that get us closer to organized. So the first thing was, let's take the garbage out. Sorry about that, guys. And that was what I put up yesterday. And all I wanted you to do was take the garbage. Okay. Sylvia, the whole thing was inspired by the fact that Icky Emperor, I think you probably are in the wrong chat. Anyway, it was inspired by the fact that I've got to pack. And while I'm packing, I may as well organize things so that when I do move, I'm not dragging a bunch of junk with me. So the first task was garbage. Literally go in your craft room and take out what you look around and see is garbage. Plastic bags, old pieces of paper. Hello, Lynn, how are you? That kind of stuff, so that you have basically a clean slate. And then today's chore is I want you to go in and I want you to dust and I want you to sweep and vacuum at your own pace. You don't have to do it all in 1 hour, all in one afternoon. If it takes you 2 days to do this, that's fine. It takes 2 days. But I want you to have a work environment that isn't driving you crazy before you start. And tomorrow we're going to start sorting, but we're not going to drag everything out of your room, throw it in the middle of the hallway, go back through it and start doing that. we're going to organize, we're going to start in a corner and work our way around the room. So we're going to do little sections at a time. Lynn, I'm good. I'm good. Happy New Year. Glad to see you this afternoon. Yeah, well, Sylvia, you got to get the threads up and make sure there's no pins to walk on. You don't have to do major stuff. I have a little like stick vacuum thing that is like a broom, but it's electrified. And I'm just going to run that over my floor today. And I'm going to like take my feather duster and knock the dust down just so that I feel like I'm working. I can't, if it's all a big mess, I can't do anything. So I'm trying to get it to a base level of clean. And then we're going to start sorting. That's hubby's job, not yours. Well, ask hubby to do it today for you. Have him hoover. I love that you guys call it hoovering instead of vacuuming. Have him hoover and run a dust mop over things. Maybe, clean the mirror or the window if you've got one. And then, I mean, I'm not looking for you to do a deep clean. Don't steam the carpets and don't do big major stuff. We just want it to a base level of clean. When I clean off this table here, I have a little bottle. Well, I guess I don't have a little bottle of hand sanitizer. I used it up. But I always take a little bit of hand sanitizer on an old washcloth and I wipe down my table so that I get any dirt or grime that's on the sewing table off of it. And then for the sewing machine table, I take and do a little wax job. I mean, it takes me 5 minutes to do it. And that includes cleaning out the machine. So, I'm not looking for anybody to jump up and down and run. I can work. There you go, Colleen. I can work about 10 or 15 minutes before I'm completely out of breath, if that. Cleaning the bathroom wipes me out completely, unless I can sit down to do it. So, yeah. Already started sorting, had to move stuff out of the dining room for Christmas and couldn't move in your bedroom. Yeah. See, and I think a lot of people are at that particular point. Sylvia, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do it in order with me. You don't have to do it at my pace. I'm going at my pace. I am a chronic pain warrior. I love that term. Just like a lot of you are. So I'm going to work when my body lets me work. So today, quick vacuum, dust things. Tomorrow, I'm going to put 3 boxes in my sewing room, and I'll tell you what they're for. Oh, you got one of those 3-tiered carts before Christmas and you use it. Is it too big for your room, or is it just not something that mentally fits in your organization, in your mindset? And see, that's another thing that a lot of people don't think about when they start organizing. I went to secretarial school back in the dark ages when it was like you still learned shorthand, and we worked on processors, word processors instead of computers. He had a blue screen and white letters on it. Aw. Well, okay, what's wrong with your spare room, Lynn? That's the kind of thing I'm like, where do you start at? And I love Karen at Just Get It Done Quilts. And I worked my way through her plan, but it took me, rather than the month of January, it took me like 3 months to get to where she got in a couple of weeks. I thought I had killed all of those alarms. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is we all work at our own pace. So when I went to secretarial school and then went to seminars for secretarial work, one of the things that they taught us was that when you file things, you need to think to yourself, where will I look for this later? So if you're putting away, say, manuals for your sewing machine, where are you going to look for it? If your first thought when you have a manual for a machine is that you want to go look in your file cabinet, then that's where you should probably store your manuals. I keep the physical manuals, but I keep them in my sewing room because that's where I'm going to look for them at. I have them on the shelf that's above my sewing machine. I also keep them in my computer, and I have a folder on my desktop that says manuals. And the manuals are all stored in there. And it doesn't matter if it's for sewing machines, household appliances, outside equipment, the tractor, the lawnmower, all that stuff. Yeah, where would you look? Oh, Lynn, that's a big job. So bite it off one little chunk at a time. I put up a short over the weekend showing my sewing room, and the pictures in that short show everything from when we moved in until I finally got the room to where I wanted it, where it's got the tables like I have right now. Thank you for putting in the links. What I did when it was piled, over my head, and I still had more spoons than I have these days, is I went in the room and I started at the left corner, which is right inside the door. And I picked up the first item and I said, okay, where does this go? And if it went in that room, it stayed in that room. And I tried to find the area that I thought it would go in. And of course, that's changed over time. I mean, everything's not where it was that first time. Right, exactly. So, and if it didn't belong in my sewing room, then it went out the door. I didn't worry about putting it away where it did belong. I just took it out the door. So my hallway was a maze for a while. But eventually, all the tools that were in there that didn't belong in there went to where they were supposed to go. All of the, clothes that didn't belong in there went to the laundry or got hung up or whatever. Because when we moved in here, we had a couple of guys help us move. And all the sewing room became the dumping ground for all those boxes. Anything that didn't have a label, that didn't say kitchen or bathroom or bedroom, got stuck in my sewing room. And so it took forever. And remember, I got sick right after we bought this house. So 6 months, I wasn't allowed to pick up anything, nothing that weighed over 5 pounds. And then after that, when I could, it was like exhausting to do one box. And now I got to do that all in reverse. So I'm going to attempt to get my sewing room packed up over the course of the next month. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to share what I know about organizing with all of you. And if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to. If not, that's fine too. I'll just catalog the journey. So if later on you feel like doing it, you can do it too. But Lynn, for your little room that you need to clean out, start at one corner and just work your way around. I mean, even if you do 5 minutes a day, that's 5 minutes closer to having it done. Right now, it's all just like hanging over your head. That's kind of how I feel about moving right now. It's all like sitting right there, ready to fall on top of my head. And I'm thinking, okay, if I at least make a little start, we can get there a little bit at a time. Same theory that Wayne's using for what he's doing right now is, 5 or 10 minutes at a time. He's going to do it and get his stuff taken care of. Yeah, I think I've watched one video from Dee Dee because watching organizing isn't, well, it's fun, but it hasn't been at the top of my to-do list lately. I've been trying to keep plenty of content going up, and we had grandkids here, and we've been trying to deal with getting our property sold and getting a property purchased in Ohio. My son and daughter-in-law. There you go, Lynn. I know what a skip is. It's a dumpster in the US. That would be fine. See, I'm one of the things that I'm happy about. Right, right. Well, my stepdaughter is an artist. She's into painting and all kinds of stuff. She's not, excuse me, I don't know why I'm coughing so much today. Um, she's more into multimedia stuff. So she's already told me anything that I want to get rid of, she wants, which makes it a whole lot easier for me to feel like I can purge stuff because I know where it's going and I know it'll be used. It may take her 10 years, but yeah. Yeah, don't be ashamed if you do have to get rid of fabric. The biggest thing, the biggest fabric purge that I did was I had like a laundry hamper, those collapsible ones that you can get at Walmart. They're like rubber and they have holes in them. I had one of those full with a contractor trash bag, and it had all kinds of scraps in it. Matter of fact, when I made Lisa Capen's quilt, Happiness is Handmade, I worked out of that scrap bin for everything that I appliqued onto the quilt and did not make a dent in that scrap bin. And finally I said, okay, this has got to go. And I made myself pull that bag out of the hamper that it was in, tie it shut, and ask Honey to take it to the dump. And he did. But it took me weeks to talk myself into doing that. I don't have weeks to do this now. Lynn is purging fabric and sending it to Sylvia. There you go. You know, and that was my thing, you know, as far as the purging goes. I mean, I have Wayne is great about hitting the Dollar Tree for me for things that for things that might be craft related, and at $1 a pop, you know, he'll buy 2 or 3. Well, I was looking yesterday and I counted that I had 8 rotary cutters, 8 regular rotary cutters, and these are the kind that I normally use. Now I have 3 different sizes, and I'll keep one of all 3 sizes. I'll probably keep both of these because I use the Martellis more than anything else. And when I broke my Martelli last year, I was all but in tears until I got the new one back. So, and until I got it fixed. So I probably will take the ones that are still in packages that aren't different sizes, and I'll give those to either my stepdaughter or to my daughter-in-law, because my daughter-in-law is basically just getting started on sewing. She bought a sewing machine to make masks, and she hasn't used it for much since. But I'm hoping that once we get moved to Ohio and we're all living under one roof to help each other out, that you know, maybe she'll want to learn how to quilt or whatever. I got to find somebody to inherit all my machines and stuff, right? We're hoping that we don't have to worry about who's inheriting it anytime soon, but it's a thought. And that's one of the reasons that my son and daughter-in-law are involved in helping us find a house, is because we want something that's going to be appealing to them as well. You know, we don't want them to move into an old lady house. We don't want to move into an old lady house with harvest green countertops and stuff. And then in 10 years, they're ready to just say, you know, we got to remodel the entire place, or 20 years, or however long it is until we go. Yeah, Dawn, that's one of mine. I've got a purge thread. I have thread from my mother. Well, my mother's been gone almost 20 years. So it's time for some of that to go off to the happy hunting ground or be turned into decor. None of it's super special. There's some colors in there I'd like to keep, but I've been using it for bobbins. I've been using it for bobbins on my free motion quilting practice stuff. Yeah, exactly, Colleen. It will be amazing. With the arthritis, I mean, quite honestly, my shoulder hurts 24/7. You know what I mean? This shoulder, even with medication and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it will be amazing to have them either close by or at the house. And I'm not expecting them to move in and take care of us, but we're trying to make it so that, they have privacy, et cetera, et cetera. And Wayne and my son are both into woodworking and stuff. Both of them have full tools. So we're trying to make sure we have a space where they can do that, because maybe they'll decide to make picnic tables or wishing wells or shelves for sale for somebody and get out of the businesses they're in right now anyway. And I'd like to have room for a sewing room. So yeah. Ooh, that sale from Halo was awesome, guys. Did you guys check that out? I did put a post up in my community tab about it while the sale was still going on. Everything on Halo's website was 30% off. You didn't have to use a coupon or anything. You just put your stuff in your cart, and when you went to check out, it took it off. So I got some Lori Hope patterns. They're coming home to me. I mean, they were regularly they run about $9 a piece. 30% off of that. Yes, I'll take them. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. See, that's the thing with me. Just like Lynn just said, I have one I don't like to use. Would you like it? If it works for Sylvia, that's great. I should have what, Colleen? Anyway, so I did post about Halo's sale. It was amazing. And I don't know where I moved it to, but I was going to show you guys this. I got sorry for showing you my elbow. I got this in the mail yesterday, I think. Isn't that so pretty? And I'm not going to read it to you, but check this out. All handwritten. And she sent, the other side is a discount code. I don't want to show it. But she sent, it feels like what you put inside for RSVP for a wedding, but a really nice Christmas card, handwritten by Angel at Halo. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So if that's not Halo, if that's not Angel's handwriting, it's really pretty either way. And it was a handwritten envelope with my that discount code in there. So I'm going to keep that. But I was absolutely astounded. I promise you, Missouri Star isn't sending you that. That quarter shop isn't sending you that. Amazon for sure isn't sending you that. Amazon's more likely to say, tough noogies, you didn't get your stuff. But it was incredible that Angel sent a handwritten card with a discount addressed specifically to me. It wasn't, dear customer, it was dear Melissa, and the little blurb that she wrote inside was, specific to customers of her shop. So I thought that was incredible. That's some killer customer service. So if you don't normally shop at Halo, you should definitely check it out. They have some awesome deals on fabric. And I know Stephanie isn't here, Memoirs of a Long Arm Quilter, not today, but she bought some Crayola fabric from Angel a while back. And I have to tell you, I hesitated. I really wanted it, but I'm like, no, and I can't wait to see the quilt show. Oh, see, Colleen, that's always nice. Angel she's a sweetheart, guys. You should definitely check her out. And their shop is just awesome. That's where I got the little quilt builder card box that has the half squares on it that you can use to make your build your block patterns and stuff. She had it and it was discounted even then. And then usually if you shop with them, they give you a discount code on one order, which is great. You can use it to buy a panel or two here and there. Or if you decide that you want to do a large shop because you're going to buy all the fabric to make a quilt or something. Yeah, I mean, go for it. And who was taking apart a quilt the other day? Oh, Colleen, it was you. You were taking apart a quilt that had been made with a sheet, and it was at least, what, 30 years old? And we were talking about how well that sheet had held up. Rolled doll fabric. Is that how you say that? Rolled? Roald? I'm not sure. I've heard of him. I don't, nothing's pulling up in my brain. There are going to be lots of fabric sales on YouTube. Along the line of, so yeah, Dawn. Oh, nice, Lynn. I'm not sure if that's a positive or a negative, Dawn. It could be positive, but it has to be managed well. Okay, that is okay. That I was thinking it was an author, and I was going, I'm not coming up with any fabric there. Thank you, Sylvia. Yeah, if it's a good deal and it's managed well, that's great. I know I did some fabric sales on Facebook groups. Knit Pop comes to mind, and it might not have been Knit Pop, but that's what I'm thinking of. But it was interesting to buy from them. So that was a great way to do it. I don't watch So Yeah anymore, Dawn. They had growing pains, and I'm waiting until they work out their growing pains.
I would never do business with them ever again.
My husband doesn't want to ever do business with them again because of the growing pains.
Well, not only that, the way they dismissed us like it was our problem.
You do know that I'm on the air.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so their growing pains are tough to deal with for people who work on a budget. How's that? So hopefully they'll get them worked out. Yeah, I'd like to see the notices if it comes from someone reputable. I mean, I don't think that, Practically Creative is going to start doing fabric sales anytime soon. Because number one, we don't have the reputation for fabric, and the shipping, it would take us a while to work out those. If it was somebody like Missouri Star doing fabric sales like that, or somebody that already has a good reputation for sending things out in a timely manner and handling multiple payments, that would be good. Yeah, that would be good. I mean, competition is a good thing. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so I'm putting away my little ironing caddy. And I got Insulbright for this one that I'm going to make. But I'm debating on whether I want to use the Insulbright or if I want to use like my patches of insulated batting that I have and maybe just, quilt it down to it and then use some SF-101 to make everything lay where I want it. That's kind of what I'm thinking I might do. I wasn't thrilled with that quarter shop's customer service. I'm pretty picky. I ordered what Glory Holt kit did I order? I think I ordered the Farm Girl Vintage or the Vintage Housewife kit. Yeah, exactly. I ordered the Vintage Housewife kit from Fat Quarter Shop and wasn't overly impressed with the fact that they didn't say anything, not even acknowledge the order. It was like 2 weeks. And when I called, they were kind of rude at the store. I was like, I just want to make sure you got my order. And they're like, well, did you get an email? And I said, well, no, actually, I didn't. Well, then somebody will have to call you back. And I was like, wait a minute. There's nobody there that can answer a question about whether I got an order. It's like Wednesday at 2 p.m. So yeah, I canceled the order and went to Reb's Fabric Stash or Reb's Fab Stash. I'm not sure which that is. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out for sure. And I'm like Colleen. I look for bargains. You guys all know this. I go to Amazon and Walmart and I look for fabric deals and for batting. And I will also look for deals on Amazon. Exactly, Colleen. So I have tried really hard not to say anything too nasty. Customer service is just, yeah. Every once in a while, Wayne and I will ask each other, we'll say, was that me? Because you talk to people and you think, okay, I think I'm asking a perfectly reasonable question. I'm asking, are we doing XYZ? And they act like you're just taking away their Christmas or something. So I'm like, yeah, okay, guys. While we're talking, I'm gonna cut my batting. Because I'm not really gonna show how to make this little iron case on here today. But I kind of wanted to share the thought process. And then, yeah. And then I'll do a longer video on it. And I'm trying to turn a mini iron cover case into a chicken because Sylvia likes the idea and I like the idea. I think it would be kind of cool. But I'm trying to figure out the logistics of it. I did look at the picture of one called Winging It. I don't even remember the name of the designer now. But I did look at the picture and I don't want to buy that pattern because I don't want to copy that pattern. So I'm thinking I'll put it together my way and then we'll see how that compares to the pattern. Hello, Shirley. How are you today? I get a lot of emails from all of them because I watch all of them or I shop at all of them. No, watch is the right word. Watch is the right word. And the reason that I watch them all is because I'm looking for deals, obviously. That is my complaint about Missouri Star too, Dawn, is that their shipping takes so long. I mean, the last time I ordered from them, it was weeks before I got my stuff. Was import expensive? Oh, now, Sylvia, that's a question I've never asked anybody from the UK. I know Canada has customs fees. Does the UK charge those as well? for, like if you buy fabric from the US, does the UK charge you for that as well? What I've done is I've got a little piece of batting and a little piece of SF-101, and I'm going to iron that to the back of the top piece. I think that they got bad right around the time they got new management. So, Colleen. And the reason I think that is because I think they had growing pains and someone had to go in there and get their shipping under control. Hello, Murray. How are you? Yeah, I think they had growing pains. Unless it states that it's a gift and value of less than $10. Okay, do they open packages? Lynn, is that the Christmas box that Jenny Down does? Yeah, around the same time that I had that issue with the Fat Quarter Shop, I ordered from Missouri Star, and yeah, they took just as long. Ooh, Stephanie Stitches has a sale going. Awesome, guys. Hello, Math Geek. Happy New Year. I saw your message in Discord and didn't respond. I'm sorry. I've been really weird the last few days. Last Thursday, I was experimenting with CBD and ended up, I thought I was going to pass out on camera on Thursday. And I thought, probably a good time to not be on a live. So there's one portion of my thing, and I just ironed some regular batting in there with some SF-101. I think that's going to work okay. Let's try the other piece. If you guys have ideas for how to turn this into a chicken, and I don't feel like Sylvia was demanding that. She just sent it to me as this is really cute, but she knows that I like stuff like that. But I would still like to figure out how to do it, because not only for me, but somebody else might like it. Yeah. I think that that's what this time of year is all about. Shirley is trying to figure out, how do you catch up on absolutely everything? And you guys can see I'm just hacking at my little SF-101 here. I have 4 bolts of SF-101. I'm not bragging. I purchased it when it was like 44 cents a yard at Joann's. And I've had it for forever, it seems like now. So I'm trying to use it all up, or at least all of this bolt. The other 3 are still wrapped in plastic. I love you, Sylvia. Just get it done. Aw, yes. You were going to say I need more of the SF-101 or of the hearts? But yeah, the SF-101, like I said, I got it on sale at Joann's a couple of years ago. And I'm trying to use up this one open bolt before we move, so that it's one less thing to put on the truck. And I'm terrible. I'm sitting here piecing together pieces of it. Yeah, that is one thing I like about Joann's. If you're savvy and you get Joann's emails and hang on to their coupons, you can sometimes really rack some. My seams when it's all done. So that's why there's all of that. And then purple zipper. SF-101, I'm frozen. Is Abby frosted? SF-101 is, how best to describe this to you? Yeah, there you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you there, Math Geek. I was trying to figure out how to describe it. I was back now. Awesome. And as you can tell, because I'm using scrap pieces, everything doesn't actually match. Oh, that's called country internet, Marie. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do it on purpose. That is another thing I'm looking forward to about moving. I don't care where we move, we'll have better internet. I think if we lived under a bridge, we'd have better internet. And then I don't know where I broke off at. I'm using scrap pieces to make this because it's an experimental case. And I made one for my big sewing or my big iron years ago. And I'm kind of like, okay, let's figure this out on a little case. And then I can come back and do a decorative case once I have all my crazy issues worked out, if there are any. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm putting my zipper between two pieces of fabric. And then I'm going to put two pieces of fabric on the other side of the zipper. This is all kind of like winging it. So I'll do this side, top stitch it down, and then do the next side. Marie, are you in the US or are you in Canada? I know everybody was having a hard time emailing mom and pop the other day. And I don't know if it was because they weren't putting in .ca or if it was something else that caused the issue. I love the purple zipper too. It was it was the first one I found that was long enough for what I wanted. Because I want it to go all the way around the iron. And I want to put a back piece on the case. And this is made very similarly to the med box or the trinket box that Tracy A made that she put up pictures in Discord of. And guys, if you're not in Discord, it's a great place to see pictures, especially if you are a person who doesn't like Facebook or some of those other social media sites where everybody can see everything you say. Discord is great for a little bit more privacy. And I know there's a couple of people here who are concerned about that because of their day jobs or family or whatever. So if you're not in Discord, you may want to talk to Colleen about it. And I'm talking about Colleen's Discord. There are every creator, just about except me, has one. I don't have one because I'm a dingut. You can never get the zipper pulls on the tapes. Well, then don't take the zipper pulls off. Because what I'm using is just a regular zipper. And I have a hard time with those, but I may do that. Guys, we've talked about Tori at Seems Legit, SCAMSLEGIT. How I found Tori was I was looking for an easier way to put a zipper pull on something. Yeah, and she had a fork zipper jig that she built. So I think I watched that video a dozen times before it made sense to me, but that's not Tori's fault, that's mine. Yeah, there is definitely a knack to putting those zippers on. So what I've done is I've put zipper top and bottom. Yes, kindness matters for sure. Person, we don't want you. I don't think there's any mean people in here today, except maybe the dog. The one who came in meowing and woofing. I was like, oh, you know who you are. Yeah, and anyway, so Tori, that's how I found Tori, was I was looking for a way to make a zipper jig. And her husband built her one, I think it was a fork and a vise that they use that goes on the side of her table. I believe she's still using it. I've also built myself one out of a piece of wood because I needed mine to be portable, not attached to a table. And I think Tori's getting ready to move too. I think one of those undesirables came to visit a few minutes ago, Tracy. That's okay. If you got nothing else to do but harass somebody else, you might need a life. I don't have time for all of that. I figure if that's what you're doing with your time, then you must be really unhappy with yourself. And I'm personally not that person. Marie, did you switch over to Nightbot? Yeah, that's one thing I really like. Well, Marie, I don't think you're going to get the same people that I'm getting as far as the crud goes, because apparently one of the major trolls for the quilting community decided she didn't like me, and she hasn't stopped yet. And I just kind of keep laughing because I'm like, really? You're that unhappy with yourself that this is all you've got time to do? She started a YouTube channel, and I thought that she would, be too busy trying to grow her channel to mess with anybody else, but that hasn't been the case so far. I figure eventually she'll grow up. Well, it probably won't work for me, Marie, because I use Zoom. Where I live at is extremely rural in the country. And if I try to go live through YouTube, it bounces and bounces and bounces. So I've just about given up on that. All right. Yeah, there's something I don't like about her either, and I think it's because she's a troll. That's it. Um, make sure your cutting is as accurate as possible, Dawn. And both Tori and Lauren Mormino at Mormino have made NCWs and have great tips on it. I have done a video on it. Mine started on a live and then I did part 2. You're welcome to watch mine. I think they may be better at it, but sometimes seeing someone who isn't a pro do things helps. And if you need more tips than that, feel free either in Discord. I think you're on Facebook. Feel free to email or message me, because I'm more than willing to help you out if you need it. Awesome. Yeah, and I'm not looking to throw anybody under the bus. I'm just like, yeah, I don't have time for people who just want to be mean to others. That's just not acceptable in my world. And that is why kindness matters. I left a Discord because it became Bash Melissa all the time. Yeah. Or right. Right. Exactly, Colleen. Marie, you had said that one day about, you're willing to share everybody. We used to be also, until we found out that we were sharing some people who weren't being all that nice to others. And I personally believe that you need to be kind to everyone if you possibly can be. And I'm the kind of person that if you're going to be mean to me, I'm going to go on down the road. Oh, okay. Cool, Dawn. I didn't know that. I don't spend lots of time in the she shed. I was going to say anymore, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so let me get back to what I'm doing here. This is my zipper placket that's going to go around the outside edge of my iron. And my iron is 3 inches tall. And I want a little bit of wiggle room. So I want to make it 3.5. And then I'm adding another 1/2 inch. So I have 4 inches so that I have room to zip and wiggle if I need to. Marie, you have a great day. Thank you for coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the center of my zipper and I'm going to measure out 2 inches on each side so that I get a 4-inch tall placket. And I'm just going to do that with my rotary cutter and my ruler. And I haven't cut it to length yet. I'm going to cut it to width first. Exactly, Marie. Exactly. If you can't be nice, go somewhere else. I mean, that's kind of my thoughts on it. We need more nice people. As a matter of fact, I put Colleen's little saying in all my video tags now. Be the light you hope to see in others, and kindness is contagious. And I'm hoping that both of those things are true. I wasn't intending to work on this live, but I guess that's what I'm doing. Texting. I wasn't looking at my phone. You are. You are special, Colleen. And I won't say the obvious. I'll leave that up to somebody else to say it to you. She is using either her channel name or whatever. I'm hopeful that eventually she'll grow up. I saw her in somebody's chat a few days ago. Well, I didn't see her. I saw people saying hello to her. I've been told I'm mean for blocking people that I don't like, but I don't think so. I think it's the better part of valor. The llama face says you're special. Colleen, you're going to make me say it, and then you're going to cry. She has learned her chaos from the best. You are the best, Tracy. I think that you both are extremely good at chaos. We're gonna hack some more of my SF-101 off of here. Only because I already have a cut piece. And I want to put a little bit of it. Yeah, I block people that are going to be rude and nasty too. I don't have time. I'll be nice as long as you're nice to me. And first time you give me a hard time, I'm see ya. Who said that? Colleen? I'm not even going to say it out loud. She's going to make me laugh. And we don't want me laughing. Oh, thank you, Don. I don't use that much. I haven't. Apparently, I'm not one of the privileged people who gets to put up reels on Instagram. So what I've done now is I have trimmed my placket to the size I want, and I have cut some pieces of SF-101. I don't really want to put batting in this little spot, but I think I'm going to put some interfacing along the inside of the placket just to give it a little more stability than it has. If I put batting in there, I think it's going to be too thick for me to sew it. I think I put batting in my big one. I should have come and returned the favor. When do you go live again, Colleen? That is a two-way street. I can do that. Colleen's like, no. And I'm just using my pieces of the SF-101 to give my placket around my ironing cover stability. You guys don't have to stay here while I do all this. And when I get ready to do the chicken one, once I figure out that I have a work pattern, because of course right now this is all an experiment, but once I have a workable pattern for sure, then I want to be able to turn it into a chicken. Is that woot woot for Colleen may surprise us all with a live? Now, Sylvia, you're good at lives. You're a good teacher. What you need to do is you need to bring somebody on the live with you that you can teach. So what I've got here is I've got the little placket that's going to be the back of my iron case. And it is 4x3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew it on one end of the zipper. And the zipper placket may be actually a little longer than I need. That's on purpose. I'm pulling everything I know about purse making into making this, and I hope I'm doing it properly. So now I have the back sewn onto the zipper, and here's where my zipper is going to zip and unzip so I can get my iron in and out. That one might not have been, yeah, we'll see. Hi, Sherlock. Well, the reason I'm saying you may want to do it on a live is or teach somebody on a live is because you were extremely comfortable teaching Tracy that. And I'm thinking that that might be a great way for you to do a live comfortably. So now what I'm doing is I'm folding the zipper placket in half. And I'm putting a little tiny notch in here so that I know where the front of the bag should be. And then I want to fold from that notch. I just cut it. Now I can't find it. There we go. To the end plus a 1/4 inch. Well, yeah, but if she did it similarly, Tracy, she might be comfortable on a video chat with friends. So I know that's why a lot, when I first started doing lives, I was doing a lot of lives with other people because I wasn't comfortable on camera by myself. And I'm thinking maybe that would help Sylvia get more comfortable on camera too. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. Yeah, exactly. It was comfortable in a video chat with friends. And maybe we could get the same concept for Sylvia. I'm notching at the half. And I just notched the wrong piece because I need to notch this one. Let me iron that. Guys, I didn't intend to stay on here over an hour. I was just, yeah, Sylvia, I think that's a great idea. You should do that. Yeah, math, that's how she does it. See, Sylvia, you've got 3 or 4 people right here who are all going, yes, I'd love to see that. Time for you to step it up and say, hey, hey, hey. I have a paid Zoom. If Sylvia wants to do a live that way, I'll be more than happy to do that for you, to set you up for that. And then what I've got is the pieces that, let me make sure. What I've got here is the pieces that I put the batting and the SF-101 on. I'm going to take a slightly bigger piece of fabric and I'm going to just do some straight line quilting through it. And then I will trim it so that it matches the actual size of the top of the bag. And I'll do the same with both pieces. And then once I've got it all quilted and trimmed, I'm going to notch here, here, and then on each side. And then I'll match that up with the notches that I put on the placket. Once I have this all worked out, I will do a video on it. And I'm hoping to be able to turn it into a chicken. So there's my thought process on how I'm doing this. And I'm waiting on Sylvia to say, yes, I'm doing a live. She just uses regular copier paper, Lynn. So the paper's not super expensive. Come on, Sylvia. Tell them you're going to do a live and when you're going to do it. Maybe Friday sometime. Did you say that earlier? You're laughing at me? Yeah, copy paper works really well from what Sylvia said before. And I've watched, I do not know how to do this. This is not my bailiwick. Okay. All right, that sounds like a plan. Have you guys shared everybody's links while I've been over here playing with my ironing thing? I'm about to go, Tracy. So you have a great day. Ooh, an Amazon package. I got one earlier today too. It had Insulbright in it. Okay, guys, I am going to say bye. I didn't intend to stay on for an hour and 20 minutes. Yay. All right, you guys all have a great week. I will see you on Thursday, maybe sooner, depending on who pops up a surprise live along the way.